So I've seen a few people on YouTube doing unboxing videos. I wasn't going to bother, but I thought, oh, why not? It's not often that you get to unbox a Starclassic and set it up. So thanks to all the people who made this possible. The bass drum is a 20 by 22. It's a Birch Bubinga kit. Box out of the way. Good old Swiss knife. Hopefully I don't damage the drums with it. That'd be unfortunate. It's a Birch Bubinga, so it's got the Bubinga inner shell and the birch on the outer. Simply packed drum key and all of the lugs. This is actually quite hard to take off, right? Because they've wrapped this, you know, spongy shit around it, but they've taped it right around, like the entire thing, instead of like just like taping like wrapping it and then just taping a small seam so you could tear it off. They've actually run the tape all the way around, so you're kind of forced to cut it, but there's no way you can really pull it off. So then you've got to put a blade dangerously close to your wooden hoop. So that's a little bit nerve-wracking. So perhaps Tama could think about, perhaps, I mean, it was fine, didn't touch it at all, but if it was just like wrapped a couple of times, like so, like that, and then just put a little bit of tape on the end so you can undo the tape, pull the whole thing off without sort of risking scratching your hoop. I mean, of course it's going to end up being scratched at some point, right? Because you're going to be mounting bass drum pedals on it, etc, etc. But still, you know, like there'd be nothing more annoying than starting off your relationship with your brand new Starclassic by scratching something. That would just that would be awful. Right, back to the lugs. Finger tight, really. Where is that? It has a note. So we've got a 10-inch mounted tom. As you can see, it's got the Bubinga on the inside. Very nice. I have a Superstar hyperdrive, so I quite like the shallow toms. So I ordered the shallow toms especially because I like the toms to sit quite low on the kit because I'm lazy and I don't like to reach. I'm going to have to take the lugs off this and flip it around so the logo is on the right side, because I am in fact that vain. They always seem to put the logos on the outside, which is fine if you're mounting them off your cymbal stands or whatever. But if you've got a freestanding tom mount, then the logo is always on the other side of the drum. So here's the logo. So the mount itself should be on this side. So let's see. Probably it's usually above there, I guess. Tom would be, yeah, that's about right. Cool. Good enough for starters, right? That one's done. So when I actually mount it on this thing here, the Starclassic logo will be on the outside. Oh, well, there we go. It's in two parts. Locks in, and then you click it over and it's locked. Unclick it, and this entire central piece comes out. Okey-dokey. Same deal again, but this time we have it's a 12. It's again in the hyperdrive depths. Nice shallow tom. Beautiful. If you can see that very well. Try to lose the reflection of the lights. There we go. Look at that wood. Isn't that beautiful? And the glorious. There we go. Focus, damn you. There we go. The glorious Starclassic 12-inch tom. Good enough. Alright, good enough for today anyway. I've got this freestanding Star Drums tom mount here, and I also run a couple of crashes off it. So I've got with a couple of clamps here, and I also have another one down here that goes up here, and I have a bell that goes here between the two toms. And it's not usually a major problem, but I've found that with these new Starclassics, they've got this sort of massive tom attachment mount thing here, and that's great. But as you can see, the Star Drums, the distance between the actual what do you call it, the pipe, the bar, and the actual omniball mount itself is really close, way too close. They should have really made this part of the bar about that long. I mean, you only really need about that much, and all the rest of this could actually be a straight that came out, so it was about that much longer, and then curved around. Because otherwise, as you can see, the distance between here, I can't even get my finger through, which means you have to mount the tom above it, which means you can't get the toms as low as you might like. It would just be simpler just to make this part that much longer, and then you'd have the freedom of having your toms very low all the way to the bottom of this, or you know, wherever you like. But you basically can't have your toms anywhere in this distance. So what I actually do is I actually put these omniballs in upside down, which is pretty dumb, I suppose, but it works for me, because then you get the sort of omniball area and this massive mounting system. They don't interfere with each other, and you can get the drum a lot lower. So that was my solution for it. It's not a great solution, but this is the tom mount I've got, and I paid a lot of money for it because it's a Star Drums. And they're about $800 or something for this one stand, and I bought it because it's very durable, and I thought it would be, you know, we'd have all the bells and whistles, and it'd be exactly what I wanted. And then it turned out that it was actually a little bit more difficult to use because of that issue. It's very important to make sure all the legs are all different lengths, so that's also part of the charm of any kit. Doesn't even need tuning. So there you go. It's pretty nice. Sounds pretty amazing too. I didn't even tune it and it sounded in tune. How crazy is that?